Hi, welcome back. My name is Lisa Gillette, and I'm your local community leader. Today, I have a special guest. As you know, we are interviewing our local business owners and community leaders, thought leaders, and all those who have a passion about giving back and supporting locally. So, today we will be discussing with Baba's Vegan Cafe. I'm so excited to have him on the show, and today we'll learn a lot more about the importance about vegan soul food. Baba Wose, welcome to the show. How are you?
Greetings. I'm doing well, blessed.
Wonderful. I wanted to highlight here, so just for those of you who are learning just really what's new and within the community, you can check out Baba's Vegan Cafe at babasvegancafe.com. So I'm featuring the website just so you know you are at the right spot. That way you know that you are connecting with the right place, and we get to delve more about to learn more about vegan soul food. So before we jump into that, Wose, please talk to us a little bit about your journey in now having a brick and mortar right here within the Los Angeles community.
All right. So my journey from pop-up, or you can walk up to pop-up. Started out just being the person who is trying to open up people's minds to vegan food, and also by turning it into it started out as more of a hustle, I would say, you know,
Yeah,
trying to find to survive myself,
right.
and doing it, with integrity,
Mhm.
um, and then that it led me to just wanting to solely focus on that as opposed to, too many different things. I was also doing like hip hop, trying to start like a music business.
Yeah,
I was going to get jobs here and there. I was working
yeah,
for, and at the same time, I was trying to provide my community, my immediate community, with something substantial, and something that would also sustain me for my, living situation.
right. Yeah. So, you mentioned pop up. I wanted to ask you, how important was that to where you are in terms of connecting? Because you were vending in Leimert Park, and Leimert Park has so much rich history for the African diaspora. So how important that was, because as we've seen over time, that community, that area has been experiencing a lot of changes as they continue to develop the area. So how significant was that to you to be able to have a space in place to do the pop-ups and vend in Leimert Park? In fact, how long were you vending in Leimert Park?
So I was there for maybe about 10 years.
Wow.
Uh, and when I first came, we were all in the park,
Hmm.
and certain vendors it would only be on Sundays, but over time I would find like there would be open mic nights throughout the week. There would be hip hop things happening, chaos at work, um, and even at the world stage, there's always that. And so I would start doing my pop-ups in Leimert Park, but because I wanted it to be more of a sustainable thing, I was like, well, people are asking for the food now that I've been doing it for a little while. Maybe it was about a year in, and I was like, well, let's start just going to these events at the same time. But then I didn't have a full pop-up, but it was still like me popping up. I mean, before, literally pop-ups weren't even as popular,
Mm,
like even in Leimert Park, you rarely saw. Only thing time you saw pop-ups was in the park on Sunday, and
right.
so as me, Mama Tradition, certain people here and there you'll see popping up, and keeping that energy, to be able to provide throughout the week.
Right.
Uh, and so now people pop up all the time, and now it's kind of like this is how you can start your business, you know.
Right.
From
So the pop-up was the original startup.
That's right. Yeah. I mean,
The
and from
originals.
I knew Lamar Park, and I knew a lot of the business owners, and we frequent with each other with just
Mm,
me growing up there,
right,
them me a little bit, and knowing that I'm not doing anything that is harmful to the community, and I'm only
right.
trying to lift the community.
Yes,
So they would be like, "Hey, go ahead and set up," you
right,
know, and I want some food too,
right.
you
Let
know. Yeah, as that grew, my business grew. Um, my family started growing after a few years in, and I basically was trying to figure out something more sustainable. And
right.
so my pop ups lessened um, because I didn't want to keep driving back and
Hmm.
where and be more mindful of being out late, not being that vendor anymore,
Right,
but more of a business person.
right, right,
So and that would help me to be home as well and be more structured.
right.
uh,
So your mindset had to shift overall now that you're partnered.
mhm,
Um, and share co-owner and your partner's name so that we know. I'm sure we'll run across her when we come visit Baba's Vegan Cafe.
that's right. Lauren Woolley Ross.
Wonderful, wonderful. And congratulations again on the co-ownership of the Baba's Vegan Cafe here within the Los Angeles area. I'm going to spotlight the address so those who are interested can specifically come check you out and come visit. We'll give all those fun details and learn more about what you have coming up in store as well. So talk to us about the significance of you've gone from pop up to now brick and mortar. And it's funny because that when I'm saying that, I say it all the time, and I'm tongue tied today about trying to say brick and mortar. But today, share with us about the significance of having a family-owned business, as we been hearing a lot more about legacy and generational wealth and building that. What does that mean to you?
Well, for me, it really just means learning how to work together
Yes,
in the forms of like economics, um, and and in partnership with family. It's like you have family and business,
yes,
so it's kind of like you have to both split roles. And at first, like as a pop-up, we were strictly out of the house, and
right.
so for years we'd have to balance being in the house, being able to still go to different pop-ups, still deal with the children, sometimes taking them to the pop-ups, sometimes having backs at the pop-ups many times. And
Right,
so just learning how to navigate and still be conscientious of you know like what it means to have a family and a business at the same time. You
right,
know, even now it's like with a business you have to put in, how many hours you have to put in. And so sometimes, it was helpful to be able to have them around, because being so many hours in, it's like,
yeah,
if you're at a job, you can't, that's, there's pretty much guidelines, maybe they're there from point A to point B and then you can go home. And
right. And
so,
it offers flexibility is what I'm hearing, is being able
yeah,
to have them close.
yeah,
And I think there's so much value in having them around to really see commitment, discipline, resilience, and learning those qualities for themselves as they get older. Those are things in terms of not just surviving but thriving. And I'm hearing you make that shift and evolution. I'm really excited to see you all grow, and this is why we're featuring you here, is so that a lot more people can connect with what you're offering. I have sampled your food, by the way, and I was thinking I should have went back and ordered. It's like I ordered everything, and I knew I should have ordered the barbecue tofu. I got home and I was like, I should have ordered the barbecue tofu.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was
Oh,
great. You sell out on your patties because you've been known as the patties man, right? So you
yeah.
sell out, and so I haven't had one in a while, but I've got to come because that's my thing. I love the patties. So I wanted to also ask you. Um, I'm thinking about so many different directions of how we can go. But let's talk about when you were located. We're now expanding, right? And so you're expanding at a time during the pandemic. You
Yeah,
went brick and mortar when people were exiting. There, everybody's working at home.
yeah,
You literally dive into a physical space at a time in, you know, in commercial real estate. And I still see this. There's more for leases popping up as we navigate this. Talk to us about that because I commend you. That takes courage to go in a direction where people are
yeah,
exiting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's serious. Talk to us about that.
Well, I will say, I feel like it was all part of a greater plan,
Yes.
you know,
Hmm.
because I was already kind of overworking and trying to figure things out, and and the wear and tear of business and having to work so much, and
Hmm.
how to create a cohesive partnership in family. And
Hmm.
like, we took a little month off of just doing food for
Right.
then, and that kind of cleared up some air and some space for. And when we came back, well, I think we went to Arizona. But when we came back, somebody was just like, "Hey, this brother that I know from Lamar Park was like, hey, I got 5 spaces you can come look at."
Wow.
And so
Wow.
me, I was like, yeah, because we just from COVID, from losing a lot of not a lot of business at the same time, and we also had to transform the way we did business because a lot of it was now so catering, and
Yeah.
everybody wants packaged items, and so
Right.
we have to then change our operation to more of like mass production type.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it was a lot. And so I was just like, hey, well, let's go see it, because I've been doing this for this long, and there's only one way to go forward.
That's right. That's
So
right.
backwards. And so I went and looked at the spaces, and I know I was going to choose one if it was good and if it was the location was right. And then
Yeah.
not far, this one that I'm at now was not far from Lamert. It was South LA. The numbers were interesting because off 67th and Western, I grew up off of 67th and Crenshaw.
Mm.
Me making that full circle
You're
of,
seeing alignment. Hmm.
I'm like, I moved all the way to the valley. I moved here. I moved there, and now I'm back to LA and so now
Right.
the space. I'm like, okay, well, let's just figure this out and make it work.
Yes.
I ended up getting it in May, and we didn't even really get to start until like August or September,
Right.
October. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Yeah,
That
um,
and then that's awesome because so let's talk about this community here. So you are in the Chesterfield square, but also in the highly sought area of Park Hills Heights. And
hmm,
so you are in a prime place of real estate.
wow,
And your timing, your
mm,
timing to be here is so significant because what's happening is we're seeing a change in culture, a change in climate, a change in people, and more so this mixing. And
yeah,
so to be a vegan food place in an area where people are they're actually accustomed to be more conscientious about their food and to now be able to offer that right down the street, you're a stone throw to a walking distance. As you see a lot of people come walking, they're walking their dogs, a lot of people,
yeah,
it's such a community. And I love this particular pocket. I'm not too far from this area either in terms of live and where I actively am working and serving. You are near so much. And so this is why it was significant to have you on here, is because we can't go wrong when you kick off the year with talking about food,
that's
vegan
right.
food, good food, great food. And it's not just vegan food, it's vegan soul food. Talk to us about that.
Well, um, like let's see. Well, as you mentioned, like you know, at the time when I was bringing the food, in the beginning, I was testing items a lot.
Yeah.
This was years ago, and people were not on it like they
Nope.
are. You know,
Right.
really, I've been able to have my 10 years of offering to the community, and them unknowing that, my food is at this level, and it's good.
Mhm.
And now everybody's like, I'm trying to go vegan, and I know who to go to.
Right.
You
And
know,
and that's exactly what you want is you want people to know, hey, come here, right? So
yeah. And
perfect.
so in this and I've realized that being in Leimert Park, the African diasporic energy there,
Yeah.
tapping into a lot of different palettes. Um, and also, a lot of influences from the menu is also from my partner, uh,
Uh-huh.
because she also likes to cook as well. Like
Okay.
the chef, but she likes to cook. So as we're in the kitchen, she has recipes from like her lineage and
Wow.
background and just inspirations, and
Right.
she then passes it on to me, and then I would mass produce it, or I would
Yeah.
I would test it, fix it, work it, and then bring it out. Um,
Right.
and so with that, that's where like gumbo comes in. That's where like the dirty rice
Mm-hmm.
um, and different inspirations. And so then then we have our African diasporic tastes. The
Yeah.
spices, different. And I think
Definitely spices.
yeah,
Definitely spices. Tried your macaroni, and I was like, it's the first time I tried it the way it was made, and it was the bomb. Even my husband was like, "Oh, raisin, okay." I think it was. I don't know if it was a cranberry but it was good. The way the texture and the flavor, and so I felt like I was now in trouble because I didn't order enough food. When he came home, he looked at me and said, "This is it." And I was like, "Yeah, we're going to split it." And I was like, "Yeah, I messed up. I should have just got him his own plate." So,
right. Okay, it's okay. We're definitely work our hours, because now that people just they really do enjoy soul food and healthy food at that.
yes.
And so we do have a wide variety of options, that you can mix and put together, or just the different plates that we have, has the raw, has the cooked, so it's kind of like a nice array of vegan cuisine. And so anymore, I know I was going to hit on something, but um,
No, you're fine. You're
yeah,
fine. We're talking about vegan cuisine
okay.
and the flavors. I'm going
That's
to jump here so we can just highlight where you're located here. So you are at
60.
6619, yep, Southwestern Avenue, South LA. And you are, what are your hours? These are current, right? Tuesday through
Yeah,
Friday, 2 to 7.
yes, over.
So be sure to pop in. What would you recommend for someone who is unfamiliar with vegan food? Like they're hearing it
Yeah.
and and again, you're in the community, which is so perfect because usually we have to travel out of area to get some vegan food and to say you're down the street. Like this makes me so excited and happy
Well,
because I don't have to travel so far to get my patties and my
yeah,
smoothies
right.
and all my goodies. So what would you recommend for someone who is exploring a vegan palate?
So I would recommend our welcome plate.
Okay.
As we always welcome people in uh,
Love it.
to come on and try our food, and that has usually a large variety of different things. You have like our fried cauliflower, or you can get the fritter, which is a lentil base, and
Okay.
and then you have like the rice and beans. We do different beans. We try and change it up just to show you that there are different beans to eat.
Hmm.
Uh, we like black eyed peas, red beans, black beans, kidney beans. We go down the list.
Right.
So, just to, you know, open up people to different options. And we have like red cabbage, usually a sauteed vegetable, a seasonal vegetable.
Yeah.
We always have like our greens. Um, oh, oh. And we're also known for our raw plates. And so a lot of times we were doing like carrot tuna, sunflower pate, cauliflower salad, but and kale salad. And
Hmm.
so was we turned the kale salad into the house salad, and then
Ah,
and every now and then we'll throw a pate to add. Um, and then our house patties are the fan favorites. So I would say get a welcome plate, get a patty, and our hibiscus ginger juice.
which is what I got. Yep, I did get it. It was great, and I have to check out the welcome plate. So you hear when you come by, check out Baba's Vegan Cafe again, local in the community in the South LA area, in the highly sought out Park Hills Heights. So you are winning if you are in this pocket. And I've got to add that added extra just kind of real estate history and what's going on. So that you are all important to the community and what you're doing and how we're serving each one another. So we'll say thank you so much. Are there any last final comments you want to give out? Social media, you can do that so people know how to connect with you, stay up to date. Please do so.
Well, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for all the work you've done for the community. Uh, and last thing I would say is, I'll make it kind of short, but I'm always a little expansive.
That's all right.
So when this on this journey, there has been many and many and many a times where people would tell me, you
Hmm.
know, up, go to the west side, go to north, go to the valley. All this whole journey, 10 years,
Right.
everybody who said it, and
Yeah.
so we are doing this for the community, because we understand what it is to have to travel out, to support outside of the community, and then
Absolutely.
anything inside to
Right.
call to be welcome to. So, but other than that, my mom, my sister, um, um, everybody, my family has been supportive in this. Um, my partner, Lauren,
Yes.
I gotta give up to her because,
Give it up to Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. And just keep it going and
yeah.
encouraging. Yes.
And even my uncle came out from New York to come, and he grounded me because, right before I was able to complete this task of creating the space, my pops had passed in transition.
Mm,
So I did have to take a moment
yes.
to figure things out. And everything was already so hard, trying to build
Right.
space. And so, my uncle just happened to come out and help me with a lot of stuff. And, and that basically was, and he came from New York just on a humbug, like, nephew, I want to come help you.
Right.
And he bought equipment and everything. And so I got to, big shout out to Uncle Walter. Uh,
Oh, Uncle Walter. Was that the gentleman that I had met when we crossed paths? Was that him?
oh, I think so. When we were outside. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, because I remember you all came out and you were just working on the
Yep.
painting. And okay, I know we were wrapping up, but we've got to give a moment. We've
Right.
got to talk about the artistry.
That's
Let's
right.
talk. Yeah, I have to. I know we're wrapping up, but let's just talk about the artistry because I love art. And I feel like what we experience in world, our reality is created by a lot of artists.
Yeah.
We're experiencing their worlds. And so please share with us the significance of the artistry at Baba's Vegan Cafe.
All right. So, one thing is, artists are a lot of the fuel for the community. I myself am an artist, and
Right.
realizing that, going out to spaces, it's good to be, an activator, somebody who creates the space, uh,
Hmm.
or even on Southwestern where we're at, we're activating the space.
Yeah.
So we have artists who were just had the inclination to want to bless us with art on our walls. We basically painted it black, just because we were just like, we want to make it, just do something and kind of, keep it moving because we were
Right.
open up, and that would stand out. And then we had ideas for artists, and then but just they just started coming and sending messages, and so I knew, like, this, it will be a real activation, a statement,
Yeah.
to see these expressions of these artists.
And that it is, because I watched that again, just knowing and being familiar with the community. I remember what that building was before,
Um,
and to see it now just completely transform, it
wow.
does feel special. You are local to a middle school,
Yeah.
which when they get to walk by, once they get to walk by every day, it's so, we don't realize the significance, at least on the surface, right? But
Mm,
as you say, just activating and creating those space, we get to activate that creativity in the kids that are around the community, where they can identify and
mm,
see and connect with culture and community. And so I commend the artists. Shout
mm,
out to them, and for you all, you and Lauren, for creating that space, to be a lot more than about food. But that's usually how you get to relay the message. That's usually how you get to transform people, is through food, right?
right.
Attend to the basic needs, and once we're attending to the basic needs, we can then start to work and start to, you know, come into higher thinking and
Yeah.
transformation.
Yeah.
I keep saying transformation because I've just watched myself over the years transform, and I know what my journey has been and what it's taken. And so I'm excited when I see and connect with like-minded individuals that are on that same path and journey.
Yeah.
So I commend you. I'm so excited. I got to put in my order for some patties, because I don't want to miss out. So
For everybody, if you place your orders for patties, you will be getting them. So if you just come and see them, they gone. If you place your order, I gotta make them. So just
perfect,
call.
perfect. How do they place their order? And we'll wrap up.
You can actually, on this website, biovegancafe.com, you can just leave it in the comment section on under order or menu, and
Okay.
just
Yeah, there's an order here. Great. So there, and then we'll basically just send in email
yes,
and notify me. Awesome. I like it. You make it easy for us to
that's
to get the food. Wonderful. Well,
right.
say thank you so much. It was a pleasure connecting with you. I would say reconnecting with you, and congratulations to you and Lauren and the family and the artists and everyone who's been a part of
Yes,
really just getting Baba's Vegan Cafe to where it is and to where it's going. You all can also help. Listen, you're in the community, or even if you're not local, come check out what's happening. Again, we are in a prime pocket. It's so wonderful to see that there's vegan food like right near you, even walking distance for a lot of you. So come check out Baba's Vegan Cafe. All right. Take care, all.
thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.